What is up, guys? My name is Berate and welcome to my callout guide. In this video, I will be going over every single map in the game, giving you every single callout that you will need on both attack and defense. And I will even go over the more obscure ones for spots that are very niche but still useful in games. And I'll also give multiple versions of these callouts so that in case the people in your lobby don't know one callout, you'll know what else to call it. So we're going to start off here on a map that is not currently in the map rotation, and I bet you're wondering right now, Berate, why are you on Haven? I don't need this map. This map isn't in the map rotation. There's a very, very simple reason for that, and it is I'm going to be teaching you, first and foremost, how to give a call out when you don't know the official name for something. This video is designed for either people who don't know the call outs on the maps already, people who are new to Valorant and shooters in general, or people who have come from other shooters like Counter-Strike and Rainbow Six, who are just trying to learn the maps and learn all the callouts in Valorant. That is what this video is designed to do. This is going to be another long-form video like my Omen guide, so if you could watch it all the way through, put it in the background or something. I really don't want to take my viewer attention, so just put it in the background. Please help support. I hate begging for this type of stuff, but now that I'm monetized, I really, really want to be capitalizing off as much as I can. So anyways, let's go over how to do a call out when you don't know the official call out for something. And the most standard call outs that are ubiquitous among all the maps are Heaven, Hell, Close, Upper, and Lower. And with these call outs, you can really, really like figure out where people are and relay that information to your team very quickly. So when you're going into a choke point and you know that there's someone close right here and know that there's someone very, very near the angle, either on the right and the left, that would be there's one close right, and that would be there's one close left. This is ubiquitous among every map. If there's someone ratting in a corner and you know that they're there, you say, Ayo, there's one close right, or you say, Ayo, there's one ratting close right. Next off to Heaven and Hell. Anytime there is an elevated position like this, this would be known as Heaven. Normally Heaven, or also sometimes known as Nest, is a pretty enclosed spot on the map where you have like high ground advantage, and it's very, very difficult to deal with without a smoke or some piece of utility to force them off of the angle. But Heaven is an elevated position on the map where people will sit to get high ground advantage over your team to pick you off as you're either coming out on the site, coming out of the site, etc. At the same time, Heaven or Nest is accompanied by Hell or Lower. Now, what Hell is a area usually directly under Heaven where people sit, and they're lower than Heaven. So it's either Hell or it's Lower, but the majority of the time you'll hear it be called Hell. And then there's the other ubiquitous call. It's like default. If you know the default plant location on every map, which I will be going over the default plant locations for all the maps, so don't worry about that. If you say that one's default, then that means that they're sitting on or near the default plant. Usually default encompasses just the entire like area square in front of the default plant. Yeah. Anyways, there's also another very niche call out that I'll see sometimes, and that's head glitch. Head glitch being any spot on the map where they're sitting where only their head is exposed. And there's really none that I can think of at the moment on this map in particular, but there's a couple on other maps that I will definitely be sure to point out because they are ones that you're going to be needing. Going next, there's Upper and Lower. Now, if someone is sitting on top of this box right here, playing like this angle right here, sometimes people will call this Heaven, but oftentimes people will get very, very confused at your call. So a more accurate call for when people are just standing on something, it's not really like an enclosed space like Heaven on Haven on A. When you're just standing on top of something, a lot of people say he's on top, or they'll say he's upper. So that is the call out for when it's not really an enclosed space. And then there's spaces like this right here, where it's sort of like Heaven, but it's not really like Heaven because it's not super elevated. This is what you'd call window. There's two windows on this map. There's B window, and then there's this garage window here as well. Notice how it's not really a Heaven spot because it's not super elevated, but it is technically sort of a nest. So this can either be called nest or this can be called window. And if there's multiple on the map, you'd want to specify. You'd say he's B window, or you'd say he's C window. And this is sort of using this guide. You can sort of like figure out callouts on the fly if you don't know the actual name of stuff on maps. So in this video, I will be going over all of the callouts in the maps in the current rotation. So yeah, let us get on to Ascent. Moving on to Ascent here, I'm starting in attacker spawn, and I will make my way through A, I'll make my way through B, and then I will make my way through mid, giving you all the callouts that you need. So walking up into A here, this is considered A lobby. This entire area right here is A lobby. If you say that they're A lobby, then that means that they're anywhere from this wall to this wall. This is all A lobby. Going in, any area right here, from this wall right here to this wall right here, this is A main. This right here is A main. If someone is tucked on the left here, or for the defenders it would be on the right, if someone is tucked on the left here, then this is considered a cubby. When people say cubby, they'll know what this is. And if they're tucked all the way over on the other side here, if they're anywhere in this area, this is called wine. You can remember this because there's wine barrels and there's also a little wine shop right here. So this area of the map is called wine. Coming into A main, you have two major callouts as you're immediately going in. There's close right, which close right is a very versatile call because it's anywhere on really this right side right here is known as close right. There could be close right here. There could be close right tucked right here, and there's also some agents that can be close right on top of the box. So here you'd want to specify close right or close right upper so that you can get a more precise call. If somehow your teammates missed it already, you'd say you jiggle this, you get some information, or like you Sova Dart or Sova Drone, you say, hey, there's one close right upper. People know what you're talking about. Now coming to the left here, people would be wanting to call this close left, but that's not super accurate because this angle right here isn't super duper close. So there's two main callouts. If someone is hugging the wall right here, that would be close left. But if they're more far back, this is called switch. And the reason why this is called switch is because there's a switch that toggles this door right here. I'm not going to press the button because it takes way too long and it's super loud, but this is called switch. If they're back here, it's called switch. If they're up front here, it's just close left. Coming into the site here, there's three main callouts that you need for the actual site itself. This is coffin right here. Now, I don't see a lot of people calling it coffin. A lot of people just say, hey, yo, he's riding on the left. But the actual call out for this is called coffin. The reason why it's called coffin is because anyone who's plays back here is pretty much dead because this can just go wall banging. And you'll see a lot of people in high elo wall banging this box on an entry. Either that or they will go and they will hard clear the box on the side entry. So either way, this is coffin. This wall banging box here is coffin. Coming a bit more to the right here, these two boxes right here is called dice. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It looks like a pair of dice. So this is dice. And then coming over to the right here, this is generator. This is generator right here. There's front gen, there's safe, and then there's back gen. Safe is more referring to the plant spot than it is to the actual callout itself. So if you say that he's front gen, that means someone's playing right here. If you say that he's back gen, then that means that he's playing right here. If you say that he's top gen, because there is a jump here where you can get on top of generator without using any abilities, you can say that he's top gen. People know what he is. Gen short for generator. And then you can say this can also be considered back gen in some scenarios, but most people will say Ayo, he's camping the safe plant. The safe plant being, if I were to plant the spike right here, this is the safest plant on the map because you're not exposed from any angles, but this is also the worst plant because it's not exposed to any angles, that means that's less angles to defend it from being diffused from. So if you say that he's playing safe or back gen, people will generally know what it means. Going over to the back of the site here, any area back here is back site. And if you go here, this is hell. This is heaven or rafters. And coming down, this is hell. There's two corners here. These corners don't really have names, so most of the time when you're going in, you'll say that he's either left side hell or right side hell. People will know what you mean. And coming up here, I'm not too sure what the name of this box is because not a lot of people play back here, but oftentimes you'll see Jet using operators right here. So the majority of the time you'll hear people say, oh, he's on the box in rafters on the right. Or something similar. this box is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think this one really needs a like set name for it, but we'll just call this one Jerry for now. This box is named Jerry. So going up on rafters here, this is called heaven, but the more common call is this is called rafters. So coming up off of rafters here, we're gonna go a little bit more to the left here. When you break the window here, all of this area right here is tree. And, well, I mean, you can see why. There's a giant tree here. So, all of this area right here is known as tree. When you come from tree a bit more right here, this is called CT, because they're coming out of, like, CT spawn. This is CT spawn right here. This is the defender spawn right here. All this area is the CT spawn. And now let's work through mid. Through mid here, this spot right here, I pretty much call it deep mid in my games because it's in mid, but it's pretty deep, right? So this is deep mid right here. Coming up, walking to the left here, this is pizza. You'll see that there's some pizza right here. This right here is called pizza. And this to the right here is called market. So this whole room is called market. Coming up into this area right here, this is known as bottom mid, or often shortened to bot mid. So this is bot mid right here. Walking up into mid, on your left here, this is just close left. On your right here, this is called fridge because there's a fridge right here. A lot of times people would just sit here, try to take a fight top mid, or they'll rat and like hold like people coming out of tiles. So this is called fridge. Coming up through here, this is stairs right here. This doesn't really have a name, but I see people calling this Jimmy in my games. Nah, I'm memeing. This doesn't have a name, but I think people can like say, oh, he's like the other fridge, right? Because this is fridge and this could be like the other fridge or something. I don't know. Coming down here, if someone's sitting in this corner right here, this is known as Sub Rosa. I don't need to go into the full story. Just know that this is called Sub Rosa. It's named after a pro player called Sub Rosa, who I think did like a Razor whiff right here or something. I don't know. Coming up over here in mid, this is top mid. This is top mid because you're at the top of mid. If you walk down from top mid going into tree, this is known as catwalk. So this is catwalk right here. And then on the right side of mid here, this whole area right here is known as tiles. This right here is known as tiles. Now, coming on to B, if you go to the very, very back of B right here, this area behind this little hut here is, you guessed it, it's called hut. So this is hut right here. Any area behind hut right here, you could swing out, take a fight right here. This whole area is called hut. Then coming into here, this here is known as B lobby. So there's A lobby. Anywhere outside of B main is called B lobby. And this right here is B main. All this is B main. This is like a close right. A lot of people rat in this corner. Make sure to clear this corner. As you're coming into B, there's a lot of callouts you need to know immediately at once. So first off, this is lane. This whole area right here is called lane. Inside of this little hut here is also called switch because there's a switch right here. So anywhere in this area is called switch. Some people will call this boathouse, but that is objectively incorrect because boathouse is another callout on this map. But just know if you hear someone say boathouse, make sure to clarify if they're talking about this or back here because this is also called boathouse, but we'll get to that later. On the left here, continuing on the left, this area right here is known as stairs. So this is stairs right here. That is stairs, that is stairs. Then, looking over on the right here, this is boat right here. So this is boat. Someone will be playing right here. This is called logs. If someone's sitting right here in this little cubby, this is called logs. Coming on the right here, this is market right here. And if anyone is sitting right here, this is called giraffe because there's a giraffe right here. So this call out right here is called giraffe. If they're sitting on this side of market taking a fight A main, this is called giraffe. But if they're sitting right here taking a fight, this is considered market. Logs, and then there's also market stairs if you want to get real specific. And then right here is CT. This is the entrance to the CT spawn. And we have gone over every call out on Ascent except for one because back here is called boathouse. This right here is boathouse. Some people call it backsite, but I consider this to be backsite right here. This is boathouse. This whole area right here is called boathouse. And the default plant for this site is right here. You're planting the spike right here. This is the default plant. This is default. And a really nutty off angle I like to use that I will give you guys for free is you're gonna line this up with this sign right here, and you're gonna sit and hold lane. I'm gonna put my little send bundle right here, because you'll see when they're coming in and clearing the site, they're gonna be clearing this. They're gonna be clearing this. They're immediately gonna be clearing over here, and boom, you're gonna be right there on an off angle, ready to kill them in lane. Free off angle for you. Let's move on to the next map. Alrighty, welcome to Bind. We're gonna start off over here. On A. This whole area right here is known as showers. So this whole area out here and also this whole area in here is known as showers. If you want to get more specific, you can say they're outside of showers, or you can say they're in showers. Pretty self-explanatory, because this is a bathroom, this is showers, this is a shower. You got some rugs over here. I like the rugs. I really like the attention to detail I put in this map. And if you want to get a little bit more specific, this is also the teleporter entrance. This is the teleporter right here. Pretty self-explanatory. You can say that they're by the TP if they're close, like right here. And then any other callouts would apply. Close left, close right, close right, close left. Boom. Now coming out of A, if anyone's on the left here, this is just close left. But if anyone's on the right, this is known as bench. This whole area right here from this wall is known as bench, because there's like a little bench here that you can use to get like a cheese angle right here. You can sit here, hold this. It's a good angle. So this is known as bench right here. Now up here is a box. Now this doesn't really have a really good call. You can just say he's on top of the box outside of showers. But this box in high elo is really easily dealt with because of this wallbang right here. So if you're in showers, you can ping the top of the box and you can just fully wallbang this part right here. So you can wallbang this. So anyone sitting, you know, on top of the box will just get fried by your bullets right here. Same thing with this lower part of the box here as well. You can very, very easily wallbang anyone off of these boxes, so don't worry about it too much. If you remember to do the wallbang, then you should be absolutely chilling. Now coming out onto site here, this right here is known as cubby or close right, but a lot of people do still call this cubby. This box right here is known as triple or triple stack. And there's two default plant locations on this map for Bind. The first default plant location is actually on triple right here. So there's no real like default here. So this is like triple right here. So this is triple. Coming in more to the back of the site, any area back here is known as back site. This is the entrance to CT spawn, and this is heaven. This heaven, there's really no hell on this map because there's no area under heaven, but I guess if someone was like sitting under here, you could call this hell, right? Or if anyone was sitting like right here, you could also call this hell, I guess. But this is heaven, this is hell. This is all back site, and then coming back over here, this is the entrance to CT spawn, or people just call this CT, or he's coming out of CT, so you can say out CT, in CT, out CT. Coming into here, this whole area is called lamps, because, you know, there's a bunch of lamps in here. Some people also call this area U-Haul for some reason, but in higher elos, and the better call out in my opinion, because the call out name is shorter, just call this lamps, you're absolutely fine. Coming out of lamps right here, this area is still all lamps that I'm going into here. This right here is known also as, I think this area is also called cubby, but I'm pretty sure that people just call this the wallbangable box because, you know, you can wallbang this box and clear this out just fine. Coming over to the front of the site here, this is known as truck right here. This whole like shebang and any area in front is called truck. There's a couple agents who can stand on top of truck, so people will often say top truck as well. And in front of here, this is the default plant. So if someone says default, they're talking about right here in front of truck. This is default. I have the spike. If people say default, that's what they're talking about. Coming through here, this is the teleporter right here. Pretty self-explanatory. This is the teleporter. Coming over here, this is also cubby. There's a lot of cubbies on A, so use your context clues, but this is also cubby right here. And this whole area of the map is known as A short. This whole area of the map is known as short. So, recap, short, showers, triple, truck and default, heaven, CT, teleporter, bench. You get the idea. That's all the stuff on A. Coming in over to B. I'll make a little backtrack down into spawn. There's one callout I did miss. This is the attacker spawn, and this is either cave or tunnel. This right here is either cave or tunnel. Pick your poison. I've heard them referred as either. Yeah. So this area right here, this is all short. This is B short right here. If you shift walk and bunny hop up, you can get up this little whole inclined area with no problems. Coming into this area, this is the teleporter. This is close right. And then coming in here, this whole area right here is known as hookah. There's no specific callouts, but you can use your contextual callouts in here. Close left, close right, close left, blah blah blah. Close right, close left. So this whole area is called hookah. Once you jump out of hookah, there's a couple callouts that you need to know. This is cubby, right? Pretty self-explanatory. There's a little cubby right here. This is elbow right here. This whole area of the map is called elbow. I'll fly through elbow real quick. This whole area of the map is elbow. Until you get to this door, this is CT. This right here is the default plant that you'll see a lot of people doing. So this is the default plant. Alternatively, people will plant right here, or people will plant right here. Either way, all of this is default. So anywhere in the front of the site is default. On the right here, this is another cubby, but oftentimes this will get cleared out by some piece of utility, so oftentimes you'll have someone flash or molly it, whatever. This is also cubby right here. So if you sit right here, this is called cubby. Or if you know someone's sitting right there, you'll call it cubby. This is tube right here. If you're inside of the tube, this is just called tube. There's no real thing right here, so you can just call this close after close right. This area all right here is back sight. And then coming through here, this is the CT. This is CT right here. Yeah, those are all the major callouts on bind. If you want to come all the way back over here, you can make a full circle, because there's heaven, there's the entrance to CT. Pretty self-explanatory. Bind is a pretty small map. Bind is a pretty simple map. Anyways, let's get on to the next. All right, boys, welcome to Breeze. Starting off right here. This right here is known as A lobby, right here. Coming out of the attacker spawn. This is A lobby right here. This is all A lobby. If you're going in through here, this area of the map is called cave. So this whole room right here is known as cave. This is the old orb right here. Coming out onto site, pretty self-explanatory. There's this area of the map that's called bricks. So this is bricks right here. And then over here, this is just close right. Same thing over here. This is also just cubby or close right, either one. The default plant is right here. And over on the left here, this is known as water. You see there's some water here. This is known as water. This is a wall bangable box that sometimes people will hide behind. So you can just deal with them with just a wall bang. Right here, that's normally where their head is at. Yeah. Coming on the site, coming past water, over on the left here, this is stairs right here. This is stairs. And if you open this door, this is known as nest. Back here, this is either yellow or orange. I've heard both. But the majority of the time, people will call this orange or yellow. I have no idea which one is used more. I hear them both interchangeably. But this box right here is called orange. If they're right here, if they're over here, if they're jumping on top of it, it's all orange. Everything is orange. It's all orange. It always has been. It's orange. Coming back off of stairs here, if you come here, this is known as bridge. So if you're on top of the bridge, this is bridge. And if you're below the bridge, this is lower bridge. Pretty self-explanatory because this is a bridge. If you go across the bridge here, you'll get the entrance to the defender spawn or the CT spawn. I hear a lot of people also call this CT sometimes. It's pretty common. It's pretty common. Coming up onto here, this entire hallway right here is, you guessed it, it's called halls. So it's halls, and then when you go here, this is known as drop, because you drop down to this door into mid right here. Now, this is drop right here. Now, coming into mid, this is known as mid pillar. So this is pillar. If you go on top of the pillar, this is just top pillar. And if you want to go into a site from mid, these are known as mid doors. So these are mid doors, or these are also called wood doors. I've heard both. And then you go into the A site, which we already covered. Now coming into mid here, this is also cubby right here, but a lot of people said these riding close. Not a lot of people play here, so it doesn't really have a designated name. This area right here is known as top mid. So anywhere from where this hill ends to where this part of the map starts, this is all top mid right here. It's all top mid. Coming over here, I'm completely drawing a blank here, but I'm pretty sure this is called elbow. It's elbow. This is elbow. This right here is called elbow. And any area right here, starting from about right here to all the way up over here, is elbow. Now, this area of the map up here is known as nest. Not a lot of people call this heaven, but if you say mid heaven, people know what you mean. But the common call out for this is called nest. Now, coming on to the B site here, this to the left is just close left or close right, depending on your orientation. This right here is known as half wall right here, because this is a little half wall right here. Got a box here you can play around. This whole area of the map is called half wall. This is not back sight, believe it or not. This is just, there's no real call out for this because no one really plays back here. But this area of the map right here, starting from right here all the way over to right here, this is all back sight. Back sight. Yeah. Coming in over to B here, there's one call that I missed. If you're coming into the site, this is tunnel right here. So if you want to come from mid into B, this is tunnel. And this right here is called McDonald's. Us filthy Americans. We call this McDonald's because it is arches, or alternatively, some people will just call this arches or CT. But the most common one is McDonald's or arches. Those are the two most common ones. Anyways, yeah, coming over into B here, this is a B window or B nest, either one, but I hear window much more often than nest, so I'm just going to call this window. This is B window, and then coming out into here, this is cannon right here. This area of the map right here is called cannon because there's a cannon here. A lot of people will sometimes sit here and play for exits right here. Or sometimes attackers will sit here, waiting for some elbow aggression. So this area of the map is called cannon. Anywhere here is called cannon. And then this is just the entrance to CT right here. And then you go into window, into nest, into whatever. And then take a fight here. And that is all of Breeze. Let's move on to the next map. Alrighty, boys. Welcome to Icebox. Coming over here, this is just the attacker spawn. So you can call this T. You can call this attacker spawn. Whatever, this whole area, this whole massive area is just attacker spawn. And also up here is also attacker spawn right here. You get the basic idea. Coming over into A here. If you go to the left here and you go through here without going any of the upper areas, this area is known as maze. So if you go from here to here, over all through here until you get to about right here, this is known as maze if you're on the bottom. If you go on the top, however, this right here is known as belt. This whole area is belt. If you walk up this rope, or if you walk up this ramp here, and you take a fight right here, blah, 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 until you get all the way up here, this whole area is known as belt. Pretty self-explanatory. Then if you come over here, and you want to take the rope up to here, this is known as nest. So this is nest. And there's two nests on this map. There's this nest and then there's that nest. And which nest you're talking about is all depending on whether you're an attacker or a defender or what's your orientation. It's not that difficult. It's not that complicated. You will figure it out in games which nest people are talking about. Anyways, so this is nest right here. And then if you go over to the rope here, this over on the right here is known as screens, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. This is great. This is, I forget what this is. A lot of people wrap behind this box. I've heard it called screens. I've heard it called boiler. I've heard it called generator before, but I'm pretty sure generator is the correct call out for this. So I would use generator in your games for your best bet. This area right up here is known as pipes. Because there's a giant pipe here. As Omen, you used to be able to teleport on top of here, and it was super duper broken. But they patched it, sadly. Riot, justice for Omen, man. But yeah, this area of the map right here is called pipes. Coming up on here, this is just up there. Not a lot of people sit up here for too long. You're exposing way too many angles at once. Coming over right here, this is known as rafters. So this whole area up here is rafters. And then this is the entrance to rafters right here. If you walk out, this is rafters. This is stairs. You get the idea. Anywhere back here is called screens. This is definitely the screens call. So this back here is called screens. The reason why is a screen is, oh, would you looky there? There's a screen right there. You can wall bang it too. It's kinda nice. Not too sure what use you'd get out of wall banging this, but you can wall bang it. But anyways, yeah. So this is called screens. And the default plant, or what people refer to as default, is right here. This right there is the default plant. Don't plant here. You'd want to really be planting open. Like over here, you want to be planting for generator, or you want to be planting for belt. But if you're in a pinch, this is the default plant right here. And then another niche call out right here is top screens right here. So someone's on top of screens. You can let them know this is a really cheese angle. A lot of people do, because you don't need an ability to get on top of here. You can literally just like jump with the rope on top of it. But anyways, coming back over here, if you get on top of this box right here and hold belt right here, this is head glitch. This is the head glitch spot that everyone wanted to get patched, but no one patched it. You usually see some like sweaty jet player with a guardian here, just getting rid of tap people on eco rounds. It's a really good angle. So like you're right here. I'll put like my little spray here right where my head is. If I come over to belt here, you'll see like how little of the spray you can actually see, right? So this is a head glitch right there. Be wary of this angle. A lot of times people will be playing right there. This is a head glitch. Coming over into mid here. This area of the map right here is known as boiler. So this whole platform here is called boiler right here. This is called boiler. This right here is called the kitchen window. This is the kitchen window, and all this area is just called mid. This whole area is just called mid. Coming up through this tube, this is called, would you looky there, it's called tube. And some agents can get on top of this tube. So this is known as top tube, if you want to be specific. But this is tube. This is the kitchen window. This was added very recently. So this is called the kitchen window. And then this whole area of the map is called kitchen. You can see why. This is Queso's most loved place in Valorant. Not sure why it doesn't play the game Icebox exclusively. Anyways, so this right here is kitchen. This whole area of the map is called kitchen. If you come out here, once you get to this point, this is called orange or yellow, but a lot of people just call this orange. So this whole area of the map is called orange. Once you get on site here, this is also kitchen. Once you get over on site here, this area of the map is called snowman. There's a reason why it's called a snowman, because there's two little snowmen over here. Very cute. I gave this one a nose, and now I turned it into an abominable abomination. Now, anyways, so this is snowman right here. Any area back here, it's just called snowman. And then this is CT right here. Not a lot of people play up here, but there's no real call out for this, but there's like a nice little head glitch you can do here. I don't know. Only a couple agents can get up here, and it's kind of a hassle when they do. But when they do, super annoying if you're trying to play backside. Anyway, so this is snowman right here. Coming over here, this is backside. Right over here, this is backside. There's orange again. This right here is the default plant. So if you say that they're default, 99% of the time, they say that they're going to be planting right here. So this is the default plant. Coming over here, this is also nest or heaven. This is nest or heaven if you're sitting up here. And then back here is snowman, as we said. We're going to come over here. This is known as yellow. People can get on top of yellow, so people can say top yellow. But there's also bottom yellow, back yellow, yellow. There's a giant yellow box. Then over here, you get green. Do I even need to explain this at this point? It's green. It's green. It's all green. Come over here is green, and then this is just, you know, B main. This is just B main. Once you get up here, this is green, close right, close left, back yellow. You get the idea. Anyways, I'm trying to just make a mental note if there's any I missed, but I'm pretty sure I got them all. But again, if I missed any, please let me know in the comments. I do not want to be spreading any false information out here. I'm trying to make this as educational as possible. But without any further ado, let's get on to the next map. All right, welcome to Lotus, boys. This is like the third worst map in the game. But it doesn't matter. Let's learn some callouts. This is a lobby right here. You'll start to see a pattern with these callouts. A lot of the callouts carry over to all the different maps. So this is a lobby right here. This is a lobby. If you are sitting back here, this is known as root. This is root right here because there's a giant root here of like a lotus flower. Oh, how pretty. Look at that. Buy the Ascent bundle. Anyways, this is root right here. And over here, if you are back behind this thing, this is known as rubble. This is root. This is rubble. Oh, would you look at that? They gave me the callouts already. Wow. Anyways, yeah. Coming over here, this is just the ultimate orb right here. And then right here, this is close left, or cubby, or tuck, or whatever. This is right here. And then this is either breakable, mini door, or link. This is breakable, mini door, or link because you can break this door. And then this area right here is known as B link. So as you're coming into A, that's good stuff to know. Coming into A, right over here, this is close left. You used to be able to wallbang this. You can't really wallbang it anymore. I think you can wallbang if you have high penetration. No, you can't wallbang it with high pen anymore. That's kind of interesting, actually. Anyways, but yeah, over here, this is known as stairs right here. This whole area is stairs. If they're sitting right here, it's stairs. Oftentimes, this will just get smoked off, though. It doesn't really matter. But anyways, this is stairs. Oftentimes, this is going to get smoked up by your controller anyway, so don't really worry about it. Coming in onto site here, this is a pretty simple site. Back site, front site. This right here is called drop because you can drop right here. If you hold shift, it's fully silent. And this is just heaven. This is heaven right here. Heaven, there's drop. This is back site right here. Any area of the map, just split the site in half. If it's on the back half, it's back site. And there's two default plants. If you're coming in from this area of the map, which is known as tree, this is tree right here. This whole area is called tree, and this is door. There's two default plants. There you can plant right here. This is the default plant for tree, or you can plant right here. This is the default plant for A main. And this whole area can be summed up to being A main. Anyways, coming in through link here over to B site. Welcome to the B site. This right here is heaven. This is B heaven. Oftentimes this will get smoked off. But anyways, this is B heaven right here. If you come down here, this is pit. So if you're sitting inside this pit right here, this is called pit. The default plant location is right here. So this is the default plant on B. And then this over here is CT, counter-terrorist, or the entrance to the defender spawn. Pretty self-explanatory, and then you can use all of your ubiquitous callouts for the rest of the spots. Close left, close right. We've already established that this is link. So B site, pretty small, pretty self-explanatory. Let's get over onto C here. Now on C, this area that I'm in right now is known as waterfall. So starting from about right here, all the way to back here, this is waterfall. I think you can see why. Anyways, coming out of waterfall here, this is ramp. This is ramp right here. So if you're going up the ramp right here, that's fine. Coming in over here, this is just close left and close right. But if you're over in this area of the map right here, this is known as bend. So anywhere from here to over here is bend. Now there's two main plants that you'll see. There's the safe plant right here, which you should never plant here, by the way. This is a terrible plant. Or then there's the default plant, which is right here, or planting for a mount. Either way, they're plant spots. Both of them you need to know. They're safe. Then there's default. And then if they're sitting behind this box here, this is still considered bend. And if you come all the way over here, this right here is CT. You could say that he's upper, or you can say that he's lower, or you can say that he's close. And I will give you another free off angle that I abuse in my games. If you know that they're coming through CT, if you know that they're running through CT right here, you sit in this corner and you hold. Excuse me, chat. If you sit in this corner and you hold wide, it equals a free kill because nobody clears you if you're sitting in this corner right here unless they're clearing absolutely everything. But if they're just rotating, I doubt that they're going to hard clear you, even up to Immortal, like Immortal 2. So, free off angle for you. And with that, I think I've covered everything. Except on B here, on the outside of B, this is known as B lobby, right here. This is B lobby. Then over here, final one, this is called mound. Anywhere in this area is called mound. And then this is the door going over to B. Just call this B door. Pretty self-explanatory. This whole area is called mound. If you're standing on top of it, in front of it, behind it, this is all mound. It's all mound. Anyways, let's move on to the next map. Alright, boys, and welcome to Split, the worst map in the game. We're going to start off over here on B. This area on B, if you're coming into B, there's two names for this. This is B main, but the most common call that you hear is garage. This right here, all of this is garage. Coming in out of garage here, this is close left right here. And then on the right side here, there's 3 main angles you have to worry about. This is new box right here. This box didn't used to be here before, but when Split got a rework, curse the devs for that, they added this box right here. So this is known as new box. So this is the new box. Over on the right here, this area of the map is hell. This is hell, this is hell, this is hell, under here is hell, all this is hell. Then coming up here, take a while to guess on what this is. That's right, this is heaven. All this area of the map is heaven. All this area of the map is heaven. And then coming over here, this is stairs. This is stairs right here. Coming over on here, this is known as rafters. This is known as rafters right here. If you're sitting up here, you can take a fight here. You can hold them off right here. It's a really ratty angle, but you can get quite a few free kills if you have a get out of jail free card. This is known as rafters. Anyways, these are rafters. Coming over here, this is sight. This is back sight. So all of this is back sight, or it can just be shortened to back. And then right here is the default plant. This is the default plant right here, but another common plant you'll see is if you're planting for long, and you're like dropping the spike down right here facing this way. Anyways, and then right here is CT. This is CT. Coming through CT right here, I'm going to go up the stairs here. I'm going to go upstairs here, back into heaven, and we're going to be talking about mid. This right here is mail or mail room. You'll see because, you know, there's like little mailboxes. There's like a P.O. box. It's very nice. If I should open up a P.O. box, let me know in the comments. Y'all can send me stuff and I'll say it on stream. I won't show my face, obviously. Face reveal at 100 Twitch subs. Face reveal at 100 Twitch subs. Anyways, this is mail or mail room, either one, but most people just call it mail. Coming down out of mail here, this is known as vent. Oftentimes, you're going to ask your Omen to smoke vents for you. So there's 90% of the time there's going to be a vent smoke here. But this whole area is called vents. Then coming down out of mid here, this is just mid. This is frog, right? Pretty self-explanatory. This is frog because there's 2 little frogs here. And if you come down here, this is known as sewers. And this area right here is either bottom mid or mid link or the entrance to mid. No one really sits in here, so there's no real reason for this call out. This is just more of like an entryway, I guess, to mid. Anyways, yeah. So this is mid. There's ramp, vents, mail, close right. You get the basic idea. Coming over into sewers here, this whole area of the map is called sewers because only little rats play here. Uninstall the game. Anyways, this area right here is a main. This whole area right here is a main. Coming up into the side here, this is known as ramp. This whole area is ramp. From about this wall to the actual ramp itself, this whole area is ramp or ramps. So you get the idea. This is ramp. Coming up into here, this is a heaven. This is a heaven. This is another entrance into vents right here. Some people call this just more vents. Imposter, Amoga, Sussy Sus. Anyways, so this is vent right here. This is all heaven. And then right here is the entrance to CT right here. If you come back over here onto A, this is known as screens. This area right here, because there's some screens back here. This whole area of the map is called screens. Coming over to the left of screens, this is called elbow. And from elbow, you get onto a site where the default plant is right back here. This is the default plant. This is solid because this can get wall banged, but it's other than that, it's not the best plant in the world. It's just a pretty safe plant. Another common plant you'll see right here. That's where you're planting for heaven or planting for ramps. There's heaven. This is also rafters as well, if they're sitting up here. And back here is called flowers because, you know, that's what a flower pot. Anyway, so right here is called flowers. If you go right here, this is just close left or cubby. And yeah, elbow, screens, heaven, flowers, close left, A main, ramps, sewers, vents. You get the idea. And then finally, just for the sake of completionism, this is the defender spawn. This is CT. This is where you have access to all the other parts of the map. This is where you can go from heaven. This is where you go to mail, go to vent, etc. You get the idea. Now let's move on to the final map, which is Sunset. Alrighty, boys. Final map. Welcome to Sunset. So, this is the attacker spawn over here. Let's go over onto A. Going into A, this is known as elbow. On the right here, this whole area is elbow. From this doorway to this doorway, all this area is elbow. Coming over here on the left, this is just a main. This is link or heaven, I guess. This is Link or a heaven. Oftentimes you'll see someone smoke this off, just like such. Don't really got to worry about that too much, but this is Link and heaven. Two are one and the same. Coming back here, this is the default plant, but this is also the worst plant spot in the game. If I see anyone planting here in my lobbies, I will personally yell at them. So this is technically default plant, but what I consider should be default should be right here. This should be the default plant right here. So you're the two used interchangeably, but if you want to know, this is actually default, but sometimes people also call it safe as well. Coming here through A, this is elbow right here, and then back here is CT. Counter-terrorists, the entrance to the defender spawn. Also, this could be called alley as well. This is CT, or this is also called alley, but nobody calls it alley. This is CT. Coming through CT here, if we make a little trip to our left here, we can see that this is the heaven that I was talking about. And coming over here, this is top mid. This is top mid right here. Top mid, right here. All top mid. If you're anywhere in this doorway or anywhere from this wall to this wall, it's all top mid. Coming out of top mid, I say hit my Windows key. Coming out of top mid, you will have the market door. You will have the box in the middle of mid, or courtyard. And then on the left here, this is tiles. You'll know it's tiles because there's a bunch of tiles here. So this whole area of the map is called tiles. From right here in this doorway to over here to over here, all this area is tiles. And if you would have guessed, this area is called bottom mid. Bottom mid. Now coming over into market here, this is the market door. You can close this door. Oftentimes you'll see people close the door and the attackers will break it. This whole area is known as market, and this area up here is called tens. The reason why this is called tens is because of a VCT clip where tens sat up here and got a 3K on NRG with Demon 1 on it just by sitting up here and blasting people while this smoke was down. So this smoke was down right here. Ten sat on top of this box and he just blasted people as they're coming out onto site with the Vandal ADS. So this spot has been called tens from that point forwards. Anyways, welcome to going onto site here. This part of the site is just on the left or on the right, depending on where you are. This is just close. Back here. This is CT or Boba. People call this either CT or Boba, but a lot of people will call it Boba just for fun. But if you want to get real specific with it, this is technically CT. Oftentimes, this will get smoked off either way, though, so not like it truly matters too much. This will get 90% of the time, this will get smoked off. Coming over here to front sight, this is the right side of sight right here. Close right, close left. This is back sight right here, where I just was is back sight. This is cubby right here on the left. This guy had the close left or cubby. And I'm talking not like right here. I'm talking like this little area behind right here. Coming into this is B main. This is B main. Then coming into here, this is B lobby. So this is B main. This is B lobby right here. And then this is the entrance to the attacker spawn right here. This can also be called flowers, I've heard. But this is also B lobby. Anywhere from here, anywhere from right here, over to over here is B lobby. And then coming over here for the sake of completionism, this is the attacker spawn. And that is every single call out in the game. Hopefully this helped you. If I missed any, please let me know in the comments below. I'm going to put this back on my screen right now, but I have a goal going right now where if I hit 20 subs, I'll be making a guide for every single agent on Ascent. It'll be one long form video like this, where I'll be going over at least one tip and one trick for every single agent on Ascent. So you'll get something out of it. So subscribe to the Twitch, and if you don't have money, absolutely not forcing you here. I'm not a sellout. My name is not Joel's TV. But anyways, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. If you want more content like this, or if you want to look at my other content, I mainly do VOD review content where I give agent-specific tips and tricks in forms of VOD reviews. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video so it gets boosted in the algorithm. You all showed a ton of love to my Omen guide last time, so absolutely massive thanks for that. But anyways, that's really all there is to be said. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Join the Discord for free coaching. And yeah, that's it. Bye-bye.
Hey you, if you made it to the end of the video, make sure to subscribe to Berate, or I will take your Valorant elo.